Welcome to my channel The Spoiler Zone, your ultimate destination for in-depth analysis and captivating breakdowns of your favorite film. Alert: this video contains spoilers. Leo, also marketed as Leo, Bloody Sweet, is a 2023 Indian Tamil language action thriller film directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj and produced by Seven Screen Studio. The film stars Vijay in the titular role, alongside Sanjay Dutt, Arjun Sarja, Trisha, Gautham Vasudev Menon, Mysskin, Madonna Sebastian, George Marian, Mansoor Ali Khanmore, Priya Anand and Mathew Thomas. It is the third installment in the Lokesh cinematic universe and is inspired by a history of violence. The film follows Parthi, a cafe owner and animal rescuer in Telugu, who is pursued by gangsters Antony and Harold Das, who suspect him to be Antony's estranged son, Leo. Leo was released worldwide on 19 October 2023 in standard and IMAX formats to mixed reviews from critics, with praise for Vijay's performance, technical aspects and the action sequences, while the writing received criticism. The film starts. Parthiban, Parthi, is an animal rescuer and cafe owner in Telugu, Himachal Pradesh, living with his wife Satya, son Siddharth, Siddhu, and daughter Mathi, Chintu. One day, Parthi's friend, Joshi Andrews, a forest ranger, calls him to help tame a spotted hyena threatening the townsfolk. With Siddhu's help, Parthi manages to tranquilize the hyena. He purposely avoids public attention over this incident and adopts the hyena after it calms down. One night, Parthi and Chintu are at the cafe when Shanmugam, a robber, and his men arrive to rob it. Parthi tries to appease them by giving them money, but one of the gang members makes a move on his employee Shruti. Enraged, Parthi beats up all of them. When one of them attempts to kill Chintu, Parthi guns all of them down without hesitation, but later has an emotional breakdown. Initially arrested, Parthi is released for having committed the murders in self-defense, but his photograph appears in newspapers all over India. One such image is seen by notorious gangster Harold Das in Telangana, who informs his elder brother, Antony Das, about him. Antony immediately leaves with his men for Telugu. Meanwhile, Shanmugam's relatives attempt to kill Parthi and his family, prompting him to request a high-ranking, armed police officer from Tamil Nadu to be sent to his house for protection. Parthi's request is granted as Napoleon, having been promoted following his heroics in Tiruchirappalli, is assigned to protect his family. On meeting Parthi, Antony insists that Parthi is his son, Leo Das, who was presumed to be dead, but Parthi vehemently denies this. Antony threatens him to accept his identity and surrender, or face the consequences. Antony meets Satya and tells her that Leo is a mass murderer, prompting her to dig into Parthi's past. At the same time, Joshi starts digging into Leo's past and learns about his friend, Hridyaraj D'Souza, who was arrested and is to be hanged in 3 days. On meeting with Hridyaraj, Joshi learns about Leo's alleged past. In 1999, Antony established a tobacco factory called Das Co. Harold returned to India from Canada and started manufacturing and smuggling Datura, a drug significantly more lethal than cocaine, using the factory as a front as their tobacco products did not take off. Antony's twin children, Leo and Elisa Das, did the dirty work for them to run the business smoothly. Being a strong believer in the occult, Antony tried to sacrifice Elisa based on his astrologer's advice, as this would have allowed their tobacco products to take off. Enraged, Leo sets fire to all of Harold's drugs, but Harold manages to kill Elisa and Antony shoots Leo, who was since presumed to be dead. On hearing this, Joshi is convinced that Parthi is not Leo, while Satya also gets definitive proof of the same. Meanwhile, Antony kidnaps Siddhu and tells him that he will sacrifice Siddhu as he could not sacrifice Elisa with his own hands. Parthi and Napoleon give chase to Antony and his men, and Parthi eventually catches up with them. He finishes off Antony and his men but does not find Siddhu. Harold learns about Antony's death and calls Parthi to bring Antony's body in return for Siddhu. As Parthi goes to Harold's lair, Harold reveals that he has sent men to kill Satya and Chintu. However, Napoleon, Joshi, and the hyena finish off all the men. Harold's men attack Parthi at their lair, but he manages to fend them off. As Harold and Parthi engage in a fist fight, Parthi grabs a gun and holds Harold at gunpoint. At this point, Harold gets convinced that Parthi is not Leo and states that he and his family can walk away freely. However, Parthi laughs maniacally and finally admits that he is Leo and was just pretending that he's not him before gunning down Harold, rescuing Siddhu and torching the entire Das Co factory. Leo states that he has done nothing good in his past and anyone who insists on knowing his story must either die or already be dead, thus revealing that he had told Antony the truth about his identity before killing him. In an epilogue, as peace returns to Parthi's life, he gets a phone call. The caller reveals that he knows Parthi is Leo and tells him that destroying only his family's Datura factory was not enough to make the society drug-free as drugs are rampant all over India. The caller also says that he knows Parthi recognizes his identity, as Parthi sighs in exasperation. What I understand from the film is that Leo appears to be a gripping and morally complex thriller that explores themes of identity, family, crime, and redemption. The plot of the film is driven by intense action sequences, emotional conflicts, and the protagonist's inner struggle to reconcile his past with his present. Subscribe and comment for more videos like this, and thank you for watching.